Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video I'll be showing you a quick way around literature mapping. I mean the way you can easily extract information from the journal you downloaded online and then map it out in a tabular form or whatsoever form that you want to map your literature in. So in this video I'll be making use of this particular example of literature map. Remember in our previous video, I showed you up to 4 examples of a literature map. So in this video, we'll be making use of this particular one. I think it's detailed enough. That's the reason why I chose this, because it contains all those information that you need, and it's going to help you to have an in-depth insight into that particular journal article and its relevance to your work. All right, so I hope you can see here we have author, hypothesis question, dependent variable, independent variable, control variable, data period, method use, and the results. Okay, although I would have preferred that after this author, I would have preferred to have a column for title here or topic instead, and then for here I would prefer comment, that is my ability to establish the gap. The comment section is where I will have write the gap that I realized in that journal article. You understand? Okay, but then regardless, let's still make use of this. So regardless of what you want to do, you can easily add the columns yourself. All right. The first thing is the author and the year here. Where do you get this information in your journal article or the literature you downloaded online? Okay, the author is always displayed after the name of the journal and the topic of that particular journal article that you downloaded. Let's take a look at this particular journal I am having here. Yeah, this is it here. I hope you can see. We have the name of the journal coming first. This is where the journal article was published, and then this is the name, that is the topic of the journal. Understand? The journal article, this is the topic of the journal. Now these are the names of the publisher: Akindewo, Ajibola, Bamoyegun, Adeosun, and Akindewo. Understand? Okay, so this is where it is you can easily fetch the name of the author, and then you can see the year here. It's published October 2023. You understand? Now I would love to clarify something here, because of those that are new to the world of research writing, and they do not really have any understanding about what this particular word author means. We have Meng. You see, I hope you can see here. Author year, Meng Tao et al. 2023, and then in the next one we have Shanavei and Shema 2023. There is a difference between the two. Okay, in Nigeria, don't let me say in Nigeria, almost all in fact, globally, we make use of APA style for referencing and citation. All them by APA, I mean American Psychological Association referencing style. You understand? And then they have particular rules to citation and then to referencing. Although some universities might say they do not want to use that, some might be using Harvard style and all other kind of style. Then some journal house too, where you publish your article, might have their own different styles too. You understand? But in academics generally, globally, the APA style is being used. And what APA says is that when you have two authors, just like the way we have it here, you are going to write out the name of those authors, Shenaive and Gemer. You understand? If there are three, you are still going to list out the names of the author. That is, if you are listing them out for the first time. But if you are citing them in your work for the second time, you are going to apply this et al. I hope you get. Now, if there are 4, according to our past 7th edition, you can, and you are citing them for the first time, you can still list them out. Let's take a look at the example we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 authors here. And I want to cite this particular word for the first time, assuming there are 4. According to our past 7th, I will write Akindewo, Ajibola, Obamoyegun, and Adeosun 2023. Now, if I am citing them for the second time, I will now come back and make use of the author here. But the moment there are more than 4, and then there are 5 authors, just the way we have here, and I'm citing them for the first time, all of them will go by author except the first author. So if I want to cite this now, it's going to be Akindewo author. You understand? Either the first time or the second time, in as much as there are more than 4, they go by that. So that's the difference between what you're seeing here, the author that you're seeing here, and this Shanev and Gemar that you're seeing here. Do you understand? Now, if I want to keep citing this particular one now, it will always be Shanaif and Gemar. You understand? But for this particular one, it's going to be Eto right from start. Akindewo, Eto. If there are 3, first citation, Akindewo, Ajibola, Obamoyegun, 2023. For the first citation, the second citation is going to be Akindewo, Eto. Do you understand? If there are more than 4, first citation, Akindewo, Eto. Subsequent citation, Akindewo, Eto. I hope you understand. All right, that's good. Let's move to the second one, hypothesis and question. You see, majority of journal articles we find online, it follows different kind of writing formats depending on the style, depending on what the writer really wants or shows. I want you to know something. It is the research objective that is being turned to question, that is being turned to hypothesis. So this year we have the option to present either the hypothesis or the question. They are the same thing. Even if you are writing out the objective, they are the same thing. It's just that they are just being restructured. You understand? Oftentimes, you find information about your objective in your abstract. Some list it out in the introductory aspect of the article. Do you understand? Or yes, some list it out. Some just write it as a prose. Do you get it? The same thing to questions. Some list it out. Some doesn't list it out. But oftentimes, hypothesis is being listed out. Although I only make use of the word oftentimes because it's not the real thing all the time. You understand? So let me show you where you can get this. For your objective, like I said, you can always get it inside your abstract. Here, for the objective, I hope you can see the objective here. Sorry, I'm trying to pick this so it works very well. The objective is here. This is the objective, the research, how we can see. Before we move to the method, the research investigated the significance of business size, leverage firm age, cash flow, effective tax, and liquidity ratio. That's the objective. If you don't see this here, you can always see it in the introductory aspects. That's the first section. I hope you can see introduction. Then the introductory aspects ends here. You always see it at the concluding section of your introduction. It often formulates the last sentence. How we can see here, that's the specific objective. In this particular journal, is not listed out. The study will explore how firm size, leverage, firm age, cash flow, effective tax rates, and liquidity ratio serves as crucial determinants. How we can see. All right, so for your research question too, if it is listed out, you are going to see it immediately after this introduction end. It's always in the first section of the journal article. The same thing. No, your hypothesis is always in the second section. You understand? But in this particular journal, we do not have that. But now you know where you can fetch them out inside the journal article that you're trying to analyze. Okay, the next one is the dependent variable. I'll take these two together, dependent variable and the independent variable. If you could recall from our previous video, when we're talking about dependent variable and independent variable, our title must have these two things, dependent variable and independent variable, because they are the things you want to talk about. Everything about them, they are the things you want to talk about. And they always have their variable of measurement, if you could recall. Ahead. All right, so in this particular journal, I hope you can see, look at the title. The title asks the dependent and independent variable. If it doesn't have dependent and independent variable, there's no how you can work around it. Determinants of finance lease capitalization accounting choice. Finance lease capitalization accounting choice is the dependent variable. The independent variable is the determinant. You understand? They are standing on their own. So, like we said in our previous video, this variable has their own way to measure them. Now, how can you fetch out the variable that are used to measure them? You understand? You can fetch them out. You can fetch them out, number one, inside your abstract in form of the objective. How we can see, remember when we were highlighting our objectives here, our independent variable here, our cash flow, effective tax rate, and liquidity ratio. This variable, I will still talk about them. All right, but most of the time, if you don't want to extract this information out from your abstract, you can always find this information, number one, on the introductory aspects under your objective if listed out. Your research question under your introductory aspect, that is the section 1, if listed out. Then in your chapter 2, under your hypothesis, if listed out. You understand? That is the second section of the journal article. But if all these things are not listed out, they are often being discussed as literature review under your conceptual framework in section 2.2. How we can see lease. The lease is the dependent variable. Understand? Finance lease is the dependent variable. I hope you can see the determinants here, which are the independent variable. The firm size, leverage, firm age, strong cash flow, weak cash flow, effective tax rates. They are here. In case you probably is confusing you and you don't really know what to do or probably how to go about it, there is a better way you can still fetch this information out, and that is under your concept. How we can see, we have the conceptual review here. The conceptual review is a diagram that shows the interrelationship between your independent variable and your dependent variable. So the determinants are listed here in this diagram. We have the firm size, leverage, firm age, cash flow, effective tax rate, liquidity ratio. The dependent variable is finance lease capitalization. Another place you can see this in your journal article is inside the methodology. That is this third section of your journal article, and is here. You can see it's listed out in the model. But most of the time, you might not really understand this because here they are already coded. A code has been assigned to them. So this is the dependent variable here, and these are the independent variable. The another place you can see them is still under that section 3, which is the methodology section of your work, where how to measure them are explained. Under measurements of variable, they are here. How we can see, finance lease capitalization is the dependent variable, while the independent variable are here. You understand? The independent variable are these 3: cash flow, liquidity ratio, effective tax rate. These other 3, I'll still talk about them. All right, I hope now you know where to cache them, as in where to fetch them out in your journal article. The next thing we want to talk about is the control variable. The control variable. There are a lot of variables aside from the dependent and independent variable. We have control variable, we have mediating variable, we have moderating variable. But we are not going to talk about them now. We are going to talk about them in our subsequent video. But for the sake of this literature that we want to map out, let me quickly describe what control variable is. You see, control variable is a variable that you are not interested in. You are not interested in measuring. You understand? But they have the ability to influence your results. They have the ability to affect, to influence your outcome variable, just like your independent variable. And that's the reason why most of the time it is always good to consider them. You see the way they influence them, their relationship with your outcome variable. So these are what control variable are. You understand? In this particular literature that we are mapping, I hope you can see the way it's being listed out here. Now, how to fetch them out too? you will fetch them out in those sessions where you fetch out your independent variable and your dependent variable. And for our independent variable here, you see, they are the ones listed here. Sorry, I say independent variable, our control variable, that the one listed here. How we can see leverage, firm size, firm age. They are our control variable. We are not interested in them, but they have the ability to influence our outcome variable. So it is better we include them in our work. So you can also see them here too. You can also see them here. Now we can see firm size, leverage, and age. They all influence our outcome variable. All right, so those are the only two ways you can see them anyway. You won't see them under your objective. You won't see them under your question or hypothesis. You won't see them there. But you can always see them in your chapter 2. In chapter 2 for projects, writing, but for article, you see section 2, that is literature review, and your section 3, where you're formulating your model, and then you're measuring your variable. All right, let's move to the next one. I don't want this video to be long. Okay, now the next thing here, we have the data period. That is where the data is being fetched from. In this particular article, the first literature that was mapped here, the data was collected from year 2011 to 2020 in China. They're from Bloomberg database. Okay, where can you fetch this out? Inside your journal article, you can always fetch that out in your methodology session. All right, in your methodology session. Let's see, these are methodology session in this particular video. As you can see here. All right, okay, yeah, is here. As you can see, the sample consisted of firms that have easily accessible information and have published annual reports for the consecutive years spanning from 2015 to 2022. As you can see, 2022. Where was our data gotten from? You see, is here. The research covered 156 listed enterprises on Nigeria Stock Exchange Group. So our data is gotten from Nigeria Stock Exchange Group. And then we got data for 44 companies from the year 2015 to 2022. You understand? And in Nigeria. So it's here. Easily I can come here. Under my data period, I'll write 2015 to 2022. I got the data in Nigeria and then Nigeria Stock Exchange instead of Bloomberg. All right, the method used too. For the method used, you can always get it inside the methodology. We can always get it there. As we can see here, we have this here. This study shall present an overview of our data by using descriptive and inferential statistics. Although in this particular article, in this method, this is generic, descriptive, and inferential statistics. We have tons of them. We have different kind of descriptive statistics. We have different kind of inferential statistics. So if you find yourself in this kind of situation, you are analyzing this kind of particular journal article where the method used to analyze data is generic, is not specific. You have to go into the data analysis section of that work, and that's the section 4 of every journal article. But most of the time, the only thing is just that you need to have an idea of the different kind of method of analysis, so that it will be easy for you to recognize them if they are not expressly listed. You understand? Now, I hope you can see this our data analysis method, our descriptive statistics. I hope you can see what I'm saying here. These are descriptive statistics. These are the different kind of descriptive statistics that we have. And we can see them here. And they have different kind of functions. This here, another one here, descriptive statistics. So most of the time, it's always good to leave it at descriptive statistics. For there are many. You understand? They're countless. But for your refresher statistics, it's always specific, because that's where the real analysis of your work comes from. You understand? So I'll still come back here. I'm moving. That's just the descriptive section of my work. I'm going to the inferential section of my work. Now, as we can see here, we have random regression effect model here. What's this telling me? That this regression analysis is being used as my inferential statistics here. And the kind of regression analysis that was used is random regression. Anywhere you see random regression effect model, it's talking about panel data. You understand? So this particular study makes use of panel data regression analysis or model. It's even written out here, but the particular type is not written out. But because I know what it is before, I could easily identify that panel data was used. You understand? Okay, so let's continue the results. Now these results, instead of you to move around and go into the discussion aspect of the work, the analysis. After the analysis, you see discussion of results. Instead of you to start reading all these things and try to bring out the results, or probably going to the conclusion to bring out the results, just go back to your abstract straight. Every abstract always consists of the results. Every abstract consists of the results. So you don't need to even bother yourself about how do I get the results? Will I start reading? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I hope you can see this. They are here. This is the recommendation. They suggest these are the results here under the abstract. The findings of the regression analysis indicate that FMH, leverage, are main factor influencing finance leasing capitalization within this particular model. There is a positive correlation, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to read them out, but I hope you can see them because I don't want this video to be long unnecessarily, you understand? So these are the results. So easily you can pick them out and put them inside your results section here in this literature map. So the last thing I would love to be in this literature map is the gap or remark. And this is where you put the gap. And what the gap, that is what you see in this particular literature that is different from what you want to do. You understand? That's where you put it. So that's that about how to easily draft out information from your literature you downloaded online and then map it out inside a table in order for you to have a complete overview of what you're trying to do. It's not just a complete overview, an in-depth understanding of those journal articles, what they've done, what they didn't do, you understand, and how your own work will come in to make a lot of difference. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and then if you're here to subscribe, what are you waiting for? All this while, subscribe. Stop coming as a visitor to this channel. Subscribe. Turn on your notification button. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. You understand? Do not forget to share with your friends, share with your colleagues, share with your friends in the same department with you, in the same school, in different departments, even in different university. This video is going to benefit them a lot. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.